And your crack of the week is when you broke your mentor's ribs.
Oh.
Shower down on it, son.
There you go.
That's something you put there.
That's some of you white people shit. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what shower down son means, but I'll take it. You know,
golden shower.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it wasn't. No.
Maybe he did it.
I don't know. Trump's done it now, so he might be into it.
So are you ready?
That man going to jail.
41 indictments.
I bet he goes to the good prison too.
The one Martha Stewart was at?
They'll just put him on house arrest at Mar-a-Lago. He won't go to
That's
prison.
not punishment. That's not punishment.
Right.
Okay, make him clean the houses of the people he had working for him at Trump Tower. That's rehabilitative. The fuck? That's crazy.
Chiropractic. Some chiropractic techniques are better than others.
I heard you.
All right.
And
Good.
Weil.
Right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
She's ready.
Like Noah Wiley, but no E. Wow.
Wow.
Wow, wow, West.
Oh, yippee-ki-yay.
Right.
Come on, Will
We
Smith.
can get through the.
It's pronounced Wow Smith.
4 o'clock. We got 2 hours. I feel like we can.
Joseph's like, shut the fuck up, bitches. Do this podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Episode 6.
Welcome to the Chiropractical podcast. I am your host, Dr. William Hatten, coming at you from Atlanta, Georgia. It is just so peachy keen here. We had a beautiful fall morning, and I am here with my fabulous, my ferocious, my fantastical co-host, all-star.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Ask your boyfriend.
Ooh, she just said it. Okay. So we are going to be debunking some myths and some misconceptions this week. And I heard that you've got some truth to stretch.
Yes, let's stretch it out.
Mhm.
So I was told on the street
Yeah.
that some chiropractical techniques are better than others. So what's up with that?
Which ones did you hear about?
I don't know the medical terms. All I know is that some are better approaches
Uh-huh.
than others.
Okay.
Does it vary case by case, or y'all just approach everybody the same?
I think that's a great question. And I'm out here all the time talking about how all chiropractic techniques are created equal. What I will tell you is that different people respond better to some techniques. So you might really like kind of a forceful, get in there, get her done kind of adjustment. But you maybe, the next person doesn't really like that much force, doesn't really like that much pressure. Maybe they're more sensitive. And so maybe they respond really well to a gentler, softer technique.
Weak. So
Right.
you know what I'm trying to figure?
She wants to hear some bones snap. Okay.
Listen, I just feel like for aggressive pain, maybe the approach would be aggressive, but I didn't know it goes by that person's tolerance level.
Well,
I didn't know
it
that
also goes by, what techniques the chiropractor practices. There are over 300 named and codified techniques in chiropractic. And in school, on average, you're probably going to learn about a dozen of them between like your main classes and your extracurriculars and go into all the seminars and things like that. And so I too practice around 12 different techniques, but for most people, it will look like 3 different ones. So I have sort of the classic techniques where I put my hands on your body, I push on you, you hear and feel a pop. That's sort of classic chiropractic, right? And then I also have a special table where each part of the table can pop up and down. They only pop up about a 1/4 inch, but when you're on it, it feels like it's jacked you up about an inch or 2 up in the air. And I use that because when I push on you, then the table drops and that lets gravity do some of the work for me. It makes it a slightly gentler adjustment to just using my hands. And for people that are afraid of the sound of the pop, because some people are afraid of that sound. Some people love it. It goes both ways. The drop table normally masks the sound of the pop. So you kind of get the more hands-on, more physical adjustment without the noise, if that worries you. And then the last thing that I use is an activator. So the activator technique, which is also an instrument. And the activator, so I'd say it's in my pocket. It's not. It's in my desk in my office. But should I go get it? Okay, I'll be right back.
The activator, I just want to do a disclaimer. It has nothing to do with Jerry curls. I made that mistake last week. And the activator has nothing to do with that. Tell him, Joe.
It's true.
Activator looks like this.
Well, you want to say to her.
I'll say it to the audience.
It matches his outfit, y'all.
It does match your outfit.
A good chiropractor always matches their activator to their outfit.
Hello.
So this is the activator. It looks like this. It sounds like this.
They shoot
when it gets. A lot of times we call it the stapler here in the office. Patients think it sounds like a stapler. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But this is the last type of technique I use. So the activator, I push on you. I squeeze the trigger. It does the popping. And you'll just hear it click. You won't hear or feel a pop with the activator.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the gentlest technique. This is safe to use on infants. It's safe to use on, 100-year-olds. It's especially good for people that are either extremely sensitive, in a lot of pain, or that are very, very worried about traditional chiropractic manipulation.
Well, I do have a question. The people that developed the chiropractic tools, do you know if they were alcoholics? Because that looks like a wine opener. So I'm just wondering if there was some kind of mechanical...
Actually, I do have a rehab tool that has a bottle opener built into it.
Huh.
So for those people, perhaps.
Drunks, right.
They said they just like to relax at the end of the long day, right?
With cirrhosis, right. So
there's a group for that. We can get them into a 12-step.
Jesus.
No, I actually got to meet the founder of Activator. He came to Life University not too long ago. His name is Arlen Furr.
I drink too.
Mm-hmm, sure. And one of the chiropractic techniques was started where you did everything by thrusting your thumb. It was called the thumb thrust technique. And eventually what happened is doctors were like literally wearing out their thumbs because they were putting so much pressure just pushing into the small joint.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically started looking to create an instrument version of that same kind of impulse.
Mm-hmm.
And Activator is, I believe, the original instrument adjusting technique. There are several others now. And I could be wrong. I'm a little ashamed to admit that I don't know if it's the first, but I will tell you it is my favorite and therefore the best.
You're a doctor who admits you don't know everything. I think more people will book with you.
There you go.
I think that,
I definitely don't know everything.
What? You're not God. That's kind.
But yeah, so that's the tea. That's all the truth, all spilled out right here. Any other questions?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
Are you ready for the word of the week?
Are we at the word of the week already?
We have already gotten here.
Ooh, what is it? Tell me.
Okay. It's wild.
Wild?
No, wild.
Wild?
Like, come get your adjustment while also getting rid of your pain.
Ooh, I like that.
Wild.
Can you really aspirate that H for me, though, and just give it a good old while?
My ass parade all the time. Parade up the street.
Parades all around the whole neighborhood.
The building. I be parading.
Yeah.
Now let me go ahead and spell it for the people in the back.
Uh-huh.
That's WHILE.
WHILE. While?
Yes.
That was wonderful.
Like who whip.
I love that so much.
Me too.
Yeah, you want to hear a story this one I think is pretty funny. This is my crack of the week for you. And
I got to have my crack.
She's got to have it. And this is honest to God a real crack. So maybe we shouldn't really be
crack.
I heard you could get that at Chico and Chang's down on Ponce before it closed down. Do y'all not know about Chico and Chang?
But
No.
I assume that's why.
Why don't you?
I'm pretty sure fake crack is why.
We'll save that story for a different podcast.
Jesus.
I mean, all my Midtownies will know. They'll know Chico and Chang.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Just don't actually do the combo Mexican Chinese. It's not where it's at. Wait, yeah, that's Chico and Chang. Mexican Chinese fusion.
Hashtag Escobar. I don't know. I can't.
You are ready for this. Anyway, so while I was in chiropractic school, I had 3 really great mentors. One of them was the dean of the college. One of them ran the rehab program. And one of them, his job was kind of lame. He overviewed data or something. But he I don't know exactly what he did. But he was the chiropractor on campus that all of the other chiropractors came to get adjusted. He actually had like clinic hours once a week, and he would just be in the clinic for 2 or 3 hours, and there'd be a line of professors and faculty to come get adjusted from this guy. And I was fortunate enough to get to learn how to adjust from him. And he came one day and he had a rib problem. And the he wanted me to do this move that he calls a rib stretch, which is not a classic adjustment in the chiropractic sense, because an adjustment is supposed to be high velocity and low amplitude, which that means very fast and not very deep. So it's kind of a superficial, just kind of get the bone back in place and keep it moving, right? And so this rib stretch, it's also supposed to be very specific. I'm supposed to be saying, I'm putting my hand on this joint, I'm pushing in this direction to address this issue, right? This rib stretch, on the other hand, is what we call a gross manipulation, meaning it's not specific and it's just kind of to get things moving that are stuck, okay? And our ribs, most people don't know this, but our ribs do like this when they breathe. They're called bucket handle joints. So they go up and down like this, kind of like doing the chicken dance, right? And his ribs were stuck on one side and it wasn't going up and down. So he wanted me to get in there and push and unstick them. So he's laying face down on the table. He's trying to teach me how to do this rib stretch. He's done it to me. I know what it's supposed to feel like. And oh my God, does it feel so good when it goes? It's like heaven. Because then all of a sudden you can breathe better. So good. I think I've done it to you. And so he gets in there and he's like, you got to push. And he was a distinguished fellow. Okay. He was a little heavy.
Old.
A little heavy. A lot of meat on the bones.
Fat.
Yeah, we can say that.
Fat.
We're not afraid.
Fat.
He was fat. You're right.
Fat.
Thank you. Fat.
Clinically obese.
Yes. And needed a little bit more pressure to get the bones to move, right? And he was my first heavier patient. So I was learning the differences in the amount of force needed to adjust different body types. And he goes, the ribs really stuck, son. He was from South Carolina. And I said, all right, Pa, I know. And he goes, well, son, you got to get in there. You got to get in there and you got to push on it. And I said, I am pushing. I'm like huffing and puffing and out of breath. And he goes, you just got to shower down on it, son. Shower down on it. And I said, I don't even know what that means. And he goes, just get on your tiptoes and then just slam into me. So I said, you don't really mean that, do you? And he goes, and I'm no small man myself. I weighed over 250 pounds at the time. And I said, well, okay. So I stand up on my tiptoes. I pull on his hip with one hand. And with my other hand, I get ready to slam it into his mid back. And I body slam into him, literally with all my weight, smash into him. I hear a pop like you would not believe. It was like a gunshot going off in the room. And he goes, and I'm like, holy shit, I just killed my mentor. And he's like gasping for air. And I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Do I need to go get another doctor? Should I call 911? Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? And in a second, he kind of like finally, I knocked the wind out of him is what actually happened. And his first word was, son, I think you broke my ribs. And I said, huh? And he goes, that's all right. It had to happen at some point. You're not a real chiropractor till you broke somebody's ribs.
So you graduated that day, or?
Well, I should have. That was my rite of passage, is what I'm telling you. That was about 10th quarter out of 14. Yeah.
Me personally, I would have been like, I have a verbal contract that says I'm done. So if y'all could tell student loans that I'm finished.
And I share this with you not to make you think that chiropractic care is dangerous, but to let you know that I had the incredible fortune in school to work with these really great mentors and to get the kinks out early on. I learned how to work on skinny people. I learned how to work on big people. I learned how to work on older people. We talked about it. I took all the pediatric electives. I can work on pregnant women. I can work on infants. It was all part of that learning. And I am so glad that I had somebody that I trusted that much and that trusted me to let me make mistakes and to let me learn and to let me grow. And I would not be here without that doctor. And I'm just so proud that I had that experience, and I'll never forget. And turns out, just for all of the listeners out there, we did get his ribs x-rayed. They were not actually broken. We had just bruised the little muscles in between the ribs. So he was okay.
Oh, okay.
Turns out I didn't actually break his ribs. So
that's why you had to keep going to class. So that's what happens when you shower down on someone.
When you shower down on it.
Now, he was talking to you like it was the fourth quarter of a football game. Like that's definitely some varsity blues type of speech.
He's a big football fan. Go Clemson, whatever, Tigers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're Tigers.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much today, All-Star. I really appreciate you helping me stretch the truth, and I appreciate you helping me work through that crack of the week today. And for everybody out there listening, just remember while you've been listening to this wonderful podcast, could have had your own ribs cracked on my table. So make sure you head on over to my website, www.drwilliamhatton.com. You can book an appointment there, and you can also download our keyword tracker so you can play around with us. Remember, this word of the week is while, if you will. You can find us online. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast, and make sure you're following along with us on Wednesdays so that you can get closer to understanding how chiropractic care works and that you can get in here when you're ready. Bye now.
I don't think this is a story we should tell. Okay, we trying to get people to come in. This is not the story.
He asked for it, though.
This is not Applebee's. We don't want to talk about breaking any ribs here.
That's Chili's with them baby back squirrel.
Applebee's got ribs, and they 2 for $25. They was
2 whole slabs,
half slabs. You ain't like that other person that much, but I'm just saying, you can get the whole one for $25, and you get 4 sides.
That's a lot. The fuck are you gonna eat a whole side of ribs and 4 sides for $25? That'll feed a family of 4, girl.
I'm bulking up for the apocalypse. Now, once y'all indict Trump, it's all gonna be over. So let me know. I got to get my strength up for when the zombies come. For when the Proud Boy zombies take over. Because they are not gonna let this shit stand. And that little son of a bitch in a wheelchair is gonna be leading them again. So I want y'all to know that I'm going to be strong enough to fight them all.